Hi everyone, I'm Vega, Education Coordinator at Sunset, and I'm here today to give you a workshop about nature journaling. I hope you like it. A world of beauty and discovery waits for us beyond the point where we normally stop paying attention to it. In order to improve our connection with nature, we can practice and work on our sense of wonder and curiosity. So many things we know now about nature, how different species interact, the patterns, shapes, landscapes were once observed and recorded in a journal. We can easily check Einstein, Darwin, Marie Curie journal to learn more about the way that we're seeing the world. And maybe you wonder, what is nature journaling? Basically, it's the process of keeping observations, the experiences that you are having outdoors. You can keep this in a journal, or you can just record it. Here at Sansi, we practice nature journaling as a way to connect with the environment and learn more about the fauna and flora. Nature journaling has plenty of benefits. It helps you to improve your creative thinking, your memory, the feeling of gratitude towards nature, and other many skills that a naturalist will have. Today we are going to learn how to use the prompts I notice, I wonder, it reminds me of, that will help us to make better observation, ask questions, and make interesting connections. This activity is the foundation of nature journaling, and you can practice this in other academic disciplines to help you, for example, engage more with your garden and learn more about the natural cycles. I recommend you to do this practice alone or in pairs and say your observation out loud to help you remember them later. If you are not able to be outdoors, like myself, you can just take a house plant or even a veggie from your fridge as an object to use in the activity. Before starting, just a quick reminder of the materials you're going to use today. You will need a pencil to write, your favorite painting materials, in my case watercolor, and a notebook to draw. A blank page can be sometimes intimidating, so the first thing we're going to do is starting to write the date, the location, and the weather. This will help us to have more relevant for the data we collect, and we can use it for scientific purposes as well. Are you ready to start? First, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and start focusing on the sounds that we have around, the smells, to connect with the space and to use our senses. We can take 3 deep breaths. We can open our eyes and start the activity. We're gonna start with the first prompt, I notice. We'll make observations, and this means not giving an opinion or trying to identify what we are seeing. It's just like focusing on what we can observe with our senses. You can notice different shapes, patterns, anything that is peculiar in the plant or the other element you are looking at. For example, in my case, I can see the poppy that has hairy and spiky stems. Also, if I look closer to the petals, I can see there are some black spots. So I invite you to do as many notices as possible. All the observations are good. Don't judge your thoughts. As a recommendation, if you feel stuck during the practice, just change the sense you are using, and also you can change the perspective you are looking at. After this, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to start saying as many as I notice as possible. You can say it out loud to yourself or to your partner in the activity. And I recommend you also to write down your notice in the page. So let's start with it. Now we're gonna do the second prompt, that is I wonder. We're gonna be asking questions to ourselves. You're gonna be thinking about the hows, what's, whys of the object we are observing. For example, looking at this, I wonder how many seeds a poppy can produce, how much water a poppy needs, why the plant has these dots in the petals. Also, the observation can lead you to making questions. Just don't filter your questions like everything comes to your mind is important. Let's be creative and playful with the question we have. So after this recommendation, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes again to say all these questions out loud that you can share and write down later. So let's gonna work on it. To end this activity, I'm going to introduce you the third prompt. It reminds me of, in this activity we are trying to create connections between the object and any experience, memory that you have. In this part I encourage you to be creative and just let your imagination to fly. In this case, looking at the poppy myself, I think about my time in England, so it reminds me of England itself. Also, taking at the pistil here, it reminds me of a maraca. Here I just want to encourage you to be creative, playful. Any thoughts, any comparison, any idea is great. Now take again 2 minutes to think about the structures that remind you to something, a memory comes to your mind, say it out loud and keep writing it in your notebook. And we're gonna start with this. So that was it. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope after this workshop you feel more connected with nature, you have awoken your curiosity, and you're committed to take care of the environment. Have a lovely day and thank you so much. Adios!